Kaulah muda, Mario Pratama di sini. Kita akan melakukan special interview, exclusive interview. Kita akan ngebahas soal partnership Amerika Serikat dengan Indonesia, soal distribusi vaksin. Ini merupakan kesempatan yang luar biasa karena ini pertama kali gue untuk interview ambasadornya. Jadi langsung saja, ini dia, the Ambassador of United States, Mr. Kim. Hi, Mr. Kim. How are you?
All right. How are you, Mario? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's such an experience, to interview the ambassador of United States. Thank you so much for the time. I'm still waiting for the second vaccine in the next September, and I'm really looking forward to get the second jab. And speaking about vaccine, 2 years through COVID-19 pandemic, we're still battling with the virus, and Indonesia just dealing with the highest positive rate. It hit 557,000 cases in one day. And it's a good news about the partnership between US and Indonesia, especially fighting this ongoing pandemic through Vaccine Global Access or COVAX. And we know that Indonesia has received 4.5 million Moderna vaccines from the United States. Can you tell us about this partnership?
Sure, of course. Thank you very much for the question, Mario.
Yeah.
First of all, let me express our deepest condolences
Yeah.
to our Indonesian friends who have suffered greatly from the pandemic. Our prayers are with families, friends, and those who suffered any damage from the pandemic. You're absolutely right about the strong strategic partnership between our two countries. It is a very important partnership that covers many areas of cooperation, including in health. And as you mentioned, we have been proud to provide, it's actually 8 million doses of vaccines.
8 million.
Right, which is quite substantial. And we hope to provide more assistance going forward. But I think more broadly, we have a long history of cooperation in the health sector. United States Agency for International Development has had many important partnerships with local entities in trying to improve, strengthen capabilities to deal with situations like the pandemic. And so that effort will be ongoing. I should mention that the United States has also provided about $77 million worth of assistance to Indonesia to help deal with the pandemic. So it's quite robust. And I think it's just an indication of the strength of our partnership and friendship between the two countries.
Oh, thank you. This is a very good news for us Indonesian. We'll be there for their assistance or any additional vaccine, more than 8 million maybe?
Yes, we expect to be able to provide additional vaccine assistance. Also important is assistance related to oxygen. There's a great demand and deeply concerning shortage of oxygen and oxygen-related equipment here. So we are exploring all possibilities to be able to provide such assistance. We're also looking into the possibilities for providing therapeutic medicine to help recover from the COVID-19 virus.
Okay. How else is the United States supporting Indonesia in its fight against the COVID-19 pandemic?
So as I mentioned earlier, U.S. Agency for International Development has a long history of very productive partnership with Indonesian entities, both government and NGOs. And this is really important because while we're obviously rightfully focused on the importance of vaccines, but long-term capacity building is what enables countries, hospitals, and other entities to deal more effectively with situations like the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. So we will do the immediate assistance, but also continue to work on these longer-term projects.
Okay. Actually, I heard some of my friends are really excited about the vaccine from Indonesia, Pfizer and Moderna. Even they booked the ticket to go to United States. It's fully booked to go there. And this is a good news. So we don't have to go to United States. So US will send million of vaccine and it will be free, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
So So we already talked about the 8 million doses of Moderna vaccines that we have already brought to Indonesia through COVAX.
Yeah.
I should mention that the United States is the single largest donor to the COVAX initiative. We have pledged already $4 billion.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that vaccines are distributed to as many countries as possible, including, of course, a special friend like Indonesia.
Yeah.
And that will be an ongoing effort. I think President Biden recently announced that we'll be making more bilateral donations to countries in the Asia Pacific region, including Indonesia.
Oh, it's very good news. And we want to know as well about the condition in United States, how United States dealing with the COVID-19, Ambassador Kim.
As you know, we've had I think good progress vaccinating American citizens. I think over 50% of the population has been vaccinated, which provides enormous protection. But at the same time, we're seeing that the Delta variant is causing difficulties in areas where the vaccination rate is not as high as it should be.
Yeah.
So we're encouraging more and more American citizens to receive the vaccination as quickly as possible, and to also exercise good judgment. I think things that we have been talking about for a very long time: social distancing, wearing masks in indoor areas, good hygiene. These are all important, needs going forward.
Yeah. But the problem here, many young people, many Indonesian are still believing hoaxes. Maybe can you say something to us to encourage young people, especially Kawala Muda, our listeners, to get vaccinated as soon as possible?
Yeah, no, I think recent difficulties that Indonesia has faced, and even in the United States, is a clear reminder of the value of getting vaccinated. And it gives us very strong protection. I think it's very clear, it's scientific. So I would encourage all of your listeners to follow the advice of scientists and doctors who know best. And they're telling all of us that vaccines provide protection.
So, Ambassador Kim, there is no chip, right, in the vaccines?
No.
Because many people believing that, you will be injected chip through your body. I think that's a hoaxes, and we cannot believe that kind of news, right?
I agree completely with you. There's just too much bad information out there. And so I really encourage your listeners to focus on good, accurate information that comes from authoritative sources, like their doctors, like their government officials.
Okay, thank you so much. Any message for our listeners, Kawula Muda, fighting this ongoing pandemic, Ambassador Kim?
Yeah, I guess sort of beyond just fighting the pandemic, which is obviously incredibly important for both countries, and we're going to continue to work with Indonesia and support as much as we can. I guess because your audience is young and dynamic, I just want to sort of make the broader point that Indonesia and the United States have a lot in common. And this is why we have such a strong strategic partnership.
Yeah.
We are the world's second and third largest democracies. We have a lot to offer to not just the Indo-Pacific region, but on global affairs. So I think it's important for young Indonesians to take an interest in how they can help build stronger US-Indonesia relations, because it's not only good for the two countries, but it's good for the region and beyond. And I also want to do a plug for one of my favorite programs, which is called the Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative. We call it YSEALI. Okay. This is a wonderful program in which young leaders from different Southeast Asian countries get together with us and work on really important projects, initiatives related to the environment, related to health, etc. It's a very dynamic effort, and I would encourage your listeners to look it up and see if they might want to join.
Yes. Wow. Thank you so much. This is a very good news about the partnership between United States and Indonesia in fighting COVID-19. Thank you so much. We're really excited about this partnership. Bob Marley said music is the remedy. What kind of music you listen to, Ambassador Kim?
Thank you for that great question. I love music and I love thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I actually listen to many different types of music.
Yeah.
Pop, rock, jazz,
Yeah.
rhythm and blues. My only problem is my daughters are always teasing me that I only listen to old music.
Okay.
So they have been trying to educate me on some of the newer artists. So I've actually become quite fond of artists like Sam Smith and Harry Styles. In fact, Harry Styles is Sign of the Times.
Sign of the Times.
One of my favorite songs these days.
And say hi to your daughters. Your daughter has a good ears, you know. Harry Styles, Ed Sheeran, and Sam Smith. Thank you so much, Ambassador Kim. I'm very happy. I'm very glad to have you here to talk about the partnership. And yeah, we all together to fight this COVID-19. And can't wait for the vaccine distributed by the United States. Thank you so much, Ambassador Kim.
Thank you very much, Mario. I will just leave with one quote from our President Biden, which said, "No one is safe until everyone is safe." And this is why we need to continue to work together.
Yes, thank you so much, Ambassador Kim.
Thank you.